to Lockdown Lunch with me, Kelly Ransom, and this is the second week, I don't know, that I've been doing this, and I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep doing it until I get to go back to work. So today is very exciting because we have our first out-of-state guest, and I love hearing how things are happening in other parts of America. So I would like to introduce all of you watching now or later to Stephen Murphy. Hello!
Hello.
So Stephen is a teacher in North Carolina.
Yes.
Originally from Boston, though.
Born and raised.
Yes.
And now down here.
So when did it all start and go down in North Carolina, this whole lockdown?
Well, I said once like the major cities, started announcing things, but it was let's see, 16, I think it was Friday the 13th of March.
Yeah, that was like the same here.
We announced it here. We were about to have a long weekend, and like other cities had closed down their schools for a couple of weeks at a time. And so we were prepared for it. We're just like, we told the kids, make sure you take anything you need from school, we don't know what's going to happen because we had a long weekend. So they had 3 days off anyway. So I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then that Saturday, Saturday before St. Patrick's Day, our governor said, they're closing schools for 2 weeks. And that was basically the first step. And then, slowly progressed to, non-essential businesses closing down.
Yeah.
There's really no like curfew, but they have like the stay-at-home clause.
Yeah.
No quarantines or anything. But yeah, it's been the same experience. It hasn't been as bad as places that you have been. Where you in Boston.
Yeah.
And other major cities, but it said it's just been kind of a crazy change down here.
Is it? I haven't been keeping really track of other states where unless New York, obviously. Washington, like how is it going there? Is there a lot of people who are sick, or is it?
So we were lucky that we kind of got in when like a lot of the bigger places were having a lot of problems. So knock on wood, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia have been very kind of safe places.
That's awesome.
Not a lot of cases compared to other states. So I think we had we started at at the best time we could,
Yeah. It seems like most people, well, except some of the bigger, more affected states, started around the same time with their.
Yes. So like once Boston, New York, Chicago, started having a lot of stuff, we're like, yeah, let's get ahead of this,
So you guys have to do like the social distancing.
Social
restaurants,
distancing.
No bars.
Yeah, no restaurants, no bars. Everything's takeout or to go, which I haven't used very much. I cook a lot at home. I learned some skills in the past couple of months, so I've been using that. It's been one of the benefits of this. Obviously, one of like the best and worst things about where I live is I live like literally right behind a Target. So if I really need anything,
pretty convenient.
Yeah, like I can walk there. If I need anything, I can just go there, and I've seen the progression of, how it was when everything first started. And now there's, tape on the ground and lines outside, letting like a certain amount of people in. So, they said they're doing a really good job down here. And that's the one thing I can say about.
So you haven't been in Boston for like 4 years, right?
I haven't lived in Boston. I've been back and forth, for various events and things like that. But
there's a Target now near where I live.
Oh yeah, Rogers Square?
Next to Napper Tandy's, basically.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, where Staples was, is that where?
Yeah. So like,
I'd heard about it.
I'll go there in a pinch, and they've been actually pretty good. They have like stuff on the ground, and they keep making announcements in like different languages.
Oh wow, that's okay. Yeah.
Stay the hell away from each other, please. Forgot to ask you, what day is it?
Monday the 13th. We've basically
it's been a month.
Yeah, it's been exactly a month today that all haven't been at work.
Woo! Happy freaking quarantine anniversary, everybody. Oh man. We didn't because we went away, so we went away because we were told it was okay to, and then while we were away, it was no longer okay to be away. But we didn't get home until the 19th. So
Okay.
our lockdown is a few days after everyone else's, but
Yeah, but still, I mean, yeah, you lucked out with that. Like, I'm glad, you were able to go and come back and everything is fine,
it was a little traumatizing, but
Yeah, I can imagine that trip back. Yeah, just,
I got home, so that's good. And then we quarantined for 2 weeks, which was like terrifying. Did you actually have to quarantine yourself at all?
I've been doing kind of self-quarantine, not for an extended period of time.
Yeah.
I said,
Well, no, I mean, we self-quarantined too, but we were like on a freaking plane. We were in bars on St. Patrick's Day, so we came home and we self-quarantined, and that was, I still am not going out that much, but like for some reason, knowing that you cannot, whew,
it's crazy. Yeah.
it messes with your head. So you're a teacher. What do you teach?
So I teach SED, which is students who have social emotional disabilities.
Okay.
So it's basically for like students who have a hard time being in a classroom with 30, 40 kids. So they might have other issues where they kind of act out. So I'm kind of like, I teach a little bit of everything. So math, sciences, arts, foods,
Wow.
criminal justice, egg apps. Just that. I mean, like I work with every teacher in the school basically.
So is it all ages or is
there all grade levels, 9 through 12. Boys and girls. I had 7 on my caseload this year, which is nice. Last year I had 13, but they hired a new teacher to split up our, caseloads. But I said, basically most of my stuff is just working kids through problems. They may, have problems at home. They may have problems at school with friends and things like that, and they just don't know how to express themselves. So it's really important for, that I try to reach out to my kids. Even during spring break, I'm going to be posting things. Oh, because technically we're on spring break down here. So we're not supposed to be.
Right now? Oh, I wonder. I think our school vacation would be next week, maybe. Or is it this week?
What's whenever marathon was today was supposed to be Marathon Monday, right?
No, I think the 20th is next Monday, the 20th. I think it was the 20th.
Okay, yeah, so that would have been marathon.
I wonder if we're still getting a holiday. So they moved it to September, and he's like, the mayor said, "Oh, it's going to be a holiday." Mm-hmm. I wonder if we're still going to get, Yeah. Anyway.
So I work a lot with my kids, just asking them questions.
That's great.
How they're doing. I try to contact them, 2 or 3 times a week. But yeah, it's been. I have one of the toughest jobs to be trying to do online, since a lot of my stuff is social interaction. Yeah, it's actually social interaction, but just talking to the kids. I also try to pose scenario questions, my neighbor's been hammering, all night for the past 3 nights, and what should I do? Should I confront them? Should I tell my landlord? What should I do? And the kids would just make little comments, and it's great.
That's great, though. Then are you doing are you seeing them? Or are you doing virtual?
Yes, I'm starting to learn that stuff. We got trained on Zoom, and now we can't use Zoom, so it has to be Google Meet for everything. Okay. But last week I finally got, my final group of kids' laptops so that they can actually be able to log in, because everywhere, people are sharing laptops or, on school at the same time, and, or might not even be home. And so, just making sure that all my kids have some way to get on, has been the biggest challenge. But
that's such an adaptation of. So do you work, do you wake up and have a little office and you sit and you wait and you talk, or
I sit. Yeah, I have an office set up in my dining room. It's the one place that there's no TV, so I don't get distracted.
Smart.
We're basically logged in with our students when we need them. Like I said, my kids, even though I may have them for certain subjects, right now they're learning from their classroom teachers, and I'm giving them support with the assignments after that. So I'm basically sitting in front of a computer, answering questions from 8 to 12, and I make sure I take myself a lunch break, a walk break. And then we're just available, that's when I can and in the afternoon I call my students and talk to other teachers and my teacher's assistant, fill them in on how the day went. So that's basically what, my day is like Monday through Friday.
Right. So like you just still work. It's so weird that it's been just so weird having to do 9 to 5.
Mhm.
And well, are you
Oh, yeah.
are you living with anyone right now? Like, is there anyone else in the house?
No, I'm by myself right now.
Oh, so you get to you can like do your own thing. I have
Exactly. It's like I have like I have like the roost.
yeah, I have someone who's not working. My husband's not working, and then someone else who's working 9 to 5 as well. So it's like
Yeah.
managing all of that. But I've been working a lot, which is weird. But it's so great that you're there for those kids during
Oh yeah.
this.
Oh yeah. It's been a struggle. I mean, like all teachers. Like I mean, I can't even imagine the teachers who have to teach like that 35, 40 kids.
I don't. Yeah, I don't even know how that would work.
The teachers who teach like the vocational classes. Like how are you supposed to teach? Animal science and like horticulture if you're not getting hands on.
Everyone needs to learn how to be like a YouTube person now.
Yeah, true. Yeah, everyone's we're all learning at the same time. Teachers, students, parents. But,
Well, my all staff Zoom meetings were like 30 people, and those are adults, and it's not easy. At least in the beginning, when everyone's like, so you're married.
Yes, I am. I got married.
Your partner is deployed.
Yes, I got married June 1st last year.
Good timing.
Yes, then he got my husband Jamal. He is a sergeant medic in the 30th Brigade. Currently over in Kuwait.
Oh wow.
So we got married in June. He got deployed. Well, he started training in August. I got to see him for a weekend in October, and then that's been it. I've been on my own.
Do you get to talk to him a lot, or?
That is the one perk. We're able to talk every day, either through texting or video conferencing. So like that is like the one great perk about all this.
What is Kuwait doing with this right now? Like,
so they are one of the few. So Kuwait has its cases, but the place he's at, the camp he's at, there's no cases.
So that's awesome.
At all, yeah, and they're limiting the amount of people coming in and out, and testing there. So yeah, he's probably in one of the safest places I can ever imagine. That's like what's been getting me through this.
Wow. Are they on like lockdown too, or?
Well, I said he's a medic, so he works like in kind of like an
essential personnel.
Yeah, he's working like 18-hour days sometimes. Just taking care of everything. So he's just he is, but he isn't. But there's really nowhere to go. I mean, really, they can't leave. The base. So.
How long is he deployed for? Do you know, or?
Where it's supposed to be July, August, but you never know with.
Right.
It could be even as far as October. It's just who knows like what's going to happen. The next couple of weeks with anywhere. So. But I'm still hoping end of summer.
You've deemed yourself an army wife. Besides like pandemic life, like what's that like?
That has been one of the hardest parts.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I'm in a very rare case, having a husband, who's deployed, and like a lot of the people that I meet down here, it's army wives, younger girls, or women who have a couple of kids, so it's always like I'm just in my own little type of group. But I said like I always have people I can always talk to, and and knowing that I'm making the choice that makes me happy and living the life that I want to live. It's just how I'm getting through.
And is there a community down there like for you to hang out in, or? Not
really. I mean, there are basically it was like we had like a couple of bars we could go to, but of course now that's something. But I didn't,
I've actually been feeling that myself.
Like,
it sucks.
Yeah. So I don't really have like, like a group like that, but I do have like everyone down here like knows and is listening and helping out. So I have that.
That's good. So when you're home, you're with your cats, right?
Yes, I have 2 cats.
What are your cats' names?
Bastion and Lois.
I love it. Oh, are you what are you doing for social interaction, or do you not need it?
I really don't need it. Like I said, like I said, I'm still kind of teaching, so I'm in constant contact with people all day, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So when I have my downtime, I have like just usual people that I can call, or I said I'll just play video games, or I said I always have The Simpsons running on 24/7 here, so that's kind of
That's always nice.
yeah, so.
Have you been talking to friends and family around the country, or?
Oh yeah, well, so my parents live down here, about 45 minutes away.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. Good.
Yeah, so I'm able to see them, 2 days a week. We make sure it's not the perfect social distancing, but I'm able to actually just see somebody and have that support with just the 2 of them. And they're we're all practicing on our own. So when we come together, it's good to see them. And then
it's really important to have support groups right now. So I'm wondering, you mentioned that was really important to you, and what does that look like? Like, what is a support group right now?
It's a single phone call, or it's even like a group text. Like group texts I've learned to be like, a good support group when, you just realize that, I can post that I'm not feeling, the best, and everyone's like, we love you, everything that's great. Or you can post like a crazy, Tiger King meme and everyone just laughs at it,
Yeah.
But yeah, but I said I have it's also important to still have like personal and professional support groups. Like the people that, you can talk about like what's going on with your life and what's going on the outside,
Right. Yeah, I've been keeping, I do this every day. Well, not every day, but on the weekdays. So I feel like this is nice.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Seeing someone and having a conversation.
Yeah, and catching people up, like.
In the comments and stuff. And then I've been doing some video calls. And a lot of texting. I don't know, it's weird. I don't really miss being social.
Yeah,
I miss being in queer spaces. That's the thing I keep talking about and thinking about the most, because my house obviously is a safe space, but I'm married to a man. Yeah. So for me to go into my queer spaces with my queer friends was like something that was separate from my household, and I got to do, and it was great. And I don't know, still trying to find replacements for that, but
yeah, no, I get you. It's always good just to have to be able to have those options. So
Yeah, and like the weather's been the weather really needs to knock it the hell off. Like,
yeah, y'all need spring soon.
I don't like wind.
Yeah,
I don't like sweating, and I don't like wind. So like I like spring for the most part, but it's just been, I'm like, keep looking out the window right now. I'm like, those lights are gonna go out. Like,
yeah.
And you got the storm earlier.
Yeah, so yeah, we had that. It woke me up, pretty early, but I was able to. Yeah.
Well, you're really. Do you go out a lot? Like, do you go outside a lot? Do you have a lot of outdoor spaces to be in?
Yeah, like I said, I live, in an apartment complex, and I have a porch that faces a little tiny pond.
Oh.
So I can like walk around the property. Like I said, I'll walk to and from Target, to get Pokestops, and then, and just get outside and get some steps in,
I miss playing Pokemon Go. I do. That was my morning routine on my way to work.
Yeah.
I haven't even opened the app.
Yeah.
Oh my god, well, you need to add me.
I do, yeah.
So what have you been doing? So you talk to your friends and all that, but I ask everyone that's been on this, because it's something that I struggle with too. Not struggle with, but like am figuring out. So I love advice and hearing what other people are doing for their mental health.
So it's what a lot of people do. And like I do puzzles. I nap a lot.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
I cook. Um, video games. Like I said, Final Fantasy VII just came out, the remake. So I've been like,
Christopher has not moved.
yeah, this is probably the longest break that I've had from playing it. Yeah, so but I said like everyone's playing it, so it's been kind of like I said, it got delayed, and it got delayed to like I said right when everything's happening. So it's kind of like, well, it's a perfect time, It's
He loves it. So,
yeah,
and I'm not a player. I'm a watcher,
hmm yeah,
and I'm enjoying watching it. It's
yeah. It's like
gorgeous.
playing a movie,
Oh my god, I can't believe. Remember the last one that came out? We were living. I don't know, maybe like 4 years ago. When we were living in West Roxbury, and like that one, I was like, whoa, the graphics on this are awesome. And then,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, play them, so I don't.
Yeah. But I got you, and and I said The Simpsons are on all the time, and finding
I
random
need to do
things.
that.
Yeah, Disney Plus has been the greatest thing. And then I said just finding random things on Netflix and Amazon. Like I think I'm going through my third run through of the Tiger King now, and
Third? Oh my
yeah.
gosh!
Well, I'm trying to figure out like I can figure out if Cal Baskin's in it. I can figure this out.
You just trying to solve it from home. Oh my. Okay, maybe I need to watch it again.
Yeah, it's just very entertaining.
What are the recommendations? What else have you been watching?
Like I know I might be behind the times, but I started watching Community, which I'd never watched.
We watched it last year.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that, so
So you're not that behind.
Yeah. So it's like that's been like the funniest show I've seen, and my friend Danny, you know Danny Young.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah. He's
I
probably
haven't
been
talked to him in forever.
Yeah, he's probably been like my biggest actually support through all this. I mean, he's living in Denver. So he's going through the same thing with Boston, like in the quarantine and things like that.
Where is he now?
He's in Denver.
Okay, yeah, I thought okay.
Yeah, he's been there for a while. I said his city has like a quarantine and a curfew and things like that. So I'm getting his perspective on it, and he's just been like the one person I can always call, and we just laugh and joke, and
I love Danny Young. If you're tuning in, or you tune in later, hi.
Say hi. Yeah,
I love you. I miss you.
Yeah.
So Community.
Yeah. He's trying to get me to watch Letterkenny, which I've given a shot, but I'm trying.
It's a hard pickup.
Yeah,
but I got into it.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Trailer Park Boys?
Yes. And I wasn't a big fan of that either, but
okay. I love Trailer Park Boys, so I think Letterkenny speaks to me, and but it took me a little while. I was like, this show's stupid.
Yeah.
Give it a chance.
Yeah, I've been trying. I've been trying. Schitt's Creek is always a go-to.
Yeah, have you been able to see the final season?
Yeah, the finale just happened. I watched it with my parents, and it was just like, oh my god.
Okay, I need to figure that out because I've just been keeping up with it through Netflix.
Yeah,
and they don't have it.
Yeah, the series finale just happened. So
okay. I kind of already know what happens because I'm one of those people. I'm horrible. I look up the movie ending before I even go to the movie.
I do that I only do that if I'm not gonna go see the movies. I
do it all the time. I've done it ever since I was a kid. I spoil everything for myself. And I think it's just because I genuinely despise surprises.
Oh no!
I hate them.
But
I wish I wouldn't do it though.
Yeah. But speaking of movies, that's been one of the hardest things for me because there's a movie theater, a 5-minute drive down the street, and I joined that AMC A+ list club, and I could see 3 movies a week. So I was going to movies all the time, and I was able to see Onward, the day before all of this happened. That's the Pixar one with the 2 brothers.
Oh, that looks super cute and sad.
Yeah, of course it's Pixar. Yeah. I was able to see that, right before all this happened, but then it's been you know, like just going to the movies by myself has become kind of my thing on how to kill, you know, two or
Right.
3 hours, and you know.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Mhm.
You can kind of like fake it at home, I guess.
Oh, I do. Like I said, you know.
Turn off all the lights.
Oh yeah, you know, well, that's what I do, you know, and just watch a movie and you know just hang out and yeah.
What were you playing before Final Fantasy came out?
I was replaying all of the old Kingdom Hearts games.
So was Christopher.
I was trying to get all the trophies. I'm like, I'm gonna get all these trophies, you know.
He was, and he was. I don't even know what it's called, but the character is like Gum Gum. So he was playing that. But I didn't like watching that one.
No, it's one of the ones where like the main ones were good, but then they had a bunch of spin-offs and
I do like Kingdom Hearts. I do like watching Kingdom Hearts.
yeah.
So what you see, you've been cooking a lot. What have you been cooking?
Yeah,
And cooking for one, that's hard. I mean, I think I can't cook for one.
it is. So, I mean, people will tell you I didn't cook at all my entire life until I moved down here, and you know, once Jamal and I moved in together, like I just started experimenting with cooking, and it just came out like amazing. Some of the stuff I was making, you know. Like it just came like natural to me, you know. I was still scared of like using knives and stuff.
Oh.
But you know, you know, I just learned how to cook, you know, and stuff that, you know, Jamal said he didn't like, especially like his biggest thing is soups. He doesn't like soups.
Interesting.
And I love soup. And I love soup. Like that's my thing. So like I'm making
soup too.
Yeah. So like I started making a lot of soups and stuff. That's been my experiment. And you know, he loves it. I make great things. My parents love it. And you know, so that's was that, you know, and then um last spring I started taking culinary skills classes at
Oh my god!
at Fayetteville Community College to try to get like a demi chef certificate. You know, so I got Serve Safe certified. I had my culinary skills class. I made a bunch of great friends there. You know, we still chef chat and things like that.
I love this. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it was just a way for me to be able to like to kill time. Well, not I hate to say not to kill time, but just a way for me to find something I was actually passionate about and
Right.
you know use it and build up my skills. But then of course, you know, I started taking a baking class, which at first was tough for me because baking is so precise and
yeah, I hate baking.
yeah, you have to follow that, and you know, and then with this, you know, canceling of classes now, trying to virtually take baking classes has been one of the biggest challenges, and you know, I've been falling behind on that just because it's, you know, so a lot of people in those classes are trained to like work in the industry,
Right.
and I'm just trying to use it to build up my own skills, and I just feel like I'm not, by not being in the class and actually working with my hands, I'm not really getting those skills, you know.
Right.
Which
I find it when I follow along, if I follow along with something while I'm cooking, I find that I make way more of a mess.
Oh, well, I'm always the king of the 30-minute meal taking like 2.5 hours.
What are some good things you've been making though?
Let's see. So I have this like Greek chicken feta lemon soup.
Oh yeah.
That I make and everyone loves it. I made like a lentil soup. I've become really well with steak since we don't have like a grill area. I've learned how to do the reverse sear.
Get it.
Yeah, so like I can make a steak for myself, and you know and it comes out perfect every time.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. That's really good advice for people. I don't think enough people do that. I don't know, like, I can't think of anyone who's takes classes for like pleasure. I'm sure you're all are out there, but
yeah, you know,
I love that. More people should do that.
yeah, and you know, and I said it's a good way to support. I mean, and basically, you learn, especially at community colleges, you're learning from people who are currently working in the industry in their own, you know, at their own bars or restaurants, you know, or bakeries. So like you're getting like this incredible hands-on experience, and it's, you know, it's affordable. You know.
We have a question.
What is a reverse sear?
From Cassie.
Yep. So you take your steak, you season it, you know, and then you set the oven to 200 degrees. Put the steak on the rack, directly, put some tinfoil under it because it's going to leak, and let it cook that way for, depending on the size of the steak, 45 to an hour. So it takes a while. And then once you hit that point, you take it out, you heat up your skillet, flip it on both sides, brown it, perfect.
Money. What do you eat with your steak? Do you put sauce in it or anything, or?
I'll sometimes make like a béarnaise sauce.
Ooh, get it.
Yeah, I know. But generally, just if you make steak, perfectly, then you don't really need sauce.
Facts. No, I like a nice little like herb butter, maybe.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But usually I just want the meat.
Yeah. Probably the most impressive meal I made was, Jamal's last meal before he left. I made Cornish game hens and mushroom risotto.
Whoa! You went for like a double whammy of hard.
I went for everything. Yeah. And it came out well. So yeah, just that's another thing. Like, there were certain foods I never liked eating growing up, and maybe it was because of how people prepared them or things like that. But like things like mushrooms, I did not eat mushrooms. I avoided mushrooms, and now I put mushrooms in everything I possibly can now.
I don't even know when it started happening, but like even in my 20s when I was cooking, I was like, ugh, mushrooms, and now I'm like all about them.
Mm-hmm.
I think once you get past just button and portobello, and you get like the other ones, like shiitakes, like you realize that they're delicious.
Yes.
And have you baked anything?
I did some baking earlier on. Like I said, in class we made like everything, but at home, like I've made like pretzel bites and. Yeah, I mean that's really the only thing I've really made here. My dad's he's really into baking too, so he makes like biscuits and scones and breads. So I mean, that's kind of his.
Sounds like you're well fed.
Yes, yeah, very well fed.
We've been eating too much in this dang house. Tonight we're having steak and cheese subs, but we're making them.
See, and that's one of the things that is about Boston is that we don't have like those mom and pop sub shops, pizza shops anywhere. It's all chains. It's all chains.
Why?
I don't know. Like, when I talk to people down here, I'm like, like, let's get a slice of pizza. Like, oh, where from? Domino's, Pizza Hut. I'm like, what about like a little pizza shop around the corner? They're like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
I had no idea.
Yeah, and I said I love like fast food miles, so any type of food I want is here. But just finding, I said, good pizza and good Chinese food is just impossible.
Wow. Oh my! I don't even know what I would do.
You learn how to cook for yourself. You learn to cook the food.
Exactly. You make your own.
Yeah.
Do you plan your meals, or do you just like cook on the fly?
I cook on the fly. I mean, it's basically what's been in the freezer the longest that I know I need to cook. Unless it's something I really want.
Yeah. Well, the fast food places must be open, right?
Oh yeah, all the fast food places are open. All the restaurants are open, but I really don't use them. I've gotten it from my parents a few times, but just
yeah,
just and I said I can make my own food without spending a lot of money.
So. Right, exactly. What are you looking forward to the most when this is all over?
I'm looking to travel.
Yeah, where do you want to go?
So I mean, like another way I've been killing time is using Duolingo, which is such an amazing app.
You are such a good quarantine or lockdown person.
It is. So I've been practicing Welsh. My dad was born in Wales. My grandmother, not to bring anything down, she passed away last Thursday at 102 years old.
I'm sorry about that, but that is an amazingly long, fabulous life.
Yeah, she lasted through a lot of stuff. So I'm learning Welsh. I would love to go to, my parents' country and explore that. And, I would love, of course, anime and stuff. I'd love to go to Japan.
Oh, that's one of Christopher's dreams too. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamal really wants to like backpack across Europe. So depending how old I am at that point, we'll see if that's a possibility.
Can you teach me something in Welsh?
Really?
Can you say like what's like hello or something?
Creso is welcome.
Craigso?
Creso.
Craigso.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sut dichi is how are you?
Soup dihi. Okay.
It's almost kind of got like
I
kind of
thought
like
it would be more like Gaelic.
no, it's actually very harsh,
Yeah.
kind of concept. Yeah, sut dichi, is how are you? And I can't believe I'm doing this.
Oh, I don't know if I've probably heard people speak Welsh before, but
I really hadn't, even like, with my family and stuff. So that's why it's been interesting to learn.
that's so. I have another friend whose husband is teaching himself French right now. I feel like I'm slacking. I should learn Gaelic for no reason.
Yeah, it's on there. There's Gaelic. You could learn like High Valerian. Like there's this crazy Klingon. I mean, there's actually like some interesting stuff on there.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to tell Christopher that.
Yes. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. That might not be.
Well, I mean, maybe I should finish learning my Spanish first before I move on to Gaelic. But
it's also a good practice, if you want to super catch up on Spanish too.
Yeah, which I should because they speak it a lot. I'm horrible at it.
Yeah.
I'm really good at when someone speaks to me, I can almost completely understand what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But to respond, my brain is just I'm like.
I'm the opposite. I'm good at like speaking it and reading it, but hearing it, that's what I'm working on.
What did you take in high school?
I took Spanish.
Okay, you're smart. I took French.
Yeah. I took Spanish, got to go to Spain for a summer to study abroad.
Nice.
And then kind of, I mean, honestly, in Boston, you actually use it a lot more often than you think,
I had many people in my life and my family tell me that I was very hoity-toity and silly for taking French because I would never use it. And I was like, psh, I'm a thespian. I'm an artist. I need to know French.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gone to France. I've never really spoken French. And all I do now is work in the Latinx community and,
yeah.
Stumble through Spanish.
Yeah. But I mean, French actually helps you a lot with cooking. Like I'm trying to put on some of those words, and
it's true.
I'm like, I'm probably horribly wrong. So
mise en place is one of my favorite terms of all time.
Mise en place, like what? Like no.
Everything in its place.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, so you've been taking cooking classes. You're teaching yourself Welsh. You're doing Duolingo.
Mm-hmm.
You're like a master of spare no, I don't want to say spare time, but you're like awesome at
I'm able to fill in
yourself.
Yeah, fill in, just little gaps of, just I'm never bored. Honestly. I'm never bored,
I bow down to you and your amazing ability to enrich yourself. That's just so great. I hope everyone watching is learning from Steven. He's doing great.
Yes, just keep doing new things. I mean, there's so much like free apps down there that you'll find something that'll entertain you for 10, 15 minutes a day.
I'm trying to. So I've been working 9 to 5. So there's that,
mm-hmm.
And then I've just decided that I am the cleaning, cooking captain of the ship. So I do that, which takes up a lot of time. There's 3 of us here and 2 cats.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been trying to write, but other than that, and then I taught myself how to do all this crap.
Oh, yeah. You're very
but
professional.
I really need to I want to learn something more after this. And so my husband doesn't watch these shows because why would he?
Mm-hmm.
He lives with me. He hears all this stuff. But his birthday is coming. Can you hear me whispering?
Yeah.
His birthday is coming up Memorial Day weekend, and I'm teaching myself how to build an at-home recording studio to give him for his birthday. So, but I need to be learning more.
Yeah, and it said, just doing different things.
All right, Steven, it's time for me to take off these glasses.
Okay.
And put on a new pair of sunglasses.
Yes.
Not new, but new to you.
Mm-hmm.
And give you the final words. So this is your opportunity to vent, tell a joke, be inspiring, shout out your friends, do whatever the heck you want. And I'm going to stay quiet and just pose. And you have the floor. The floor is yours.
Yes. I know this is a tough time for everybody out there. You know, we're all working together just to try to get through this all. But make sure you're not using this time just to stagnate. You need to keep yourselves moving forward, learning new things, getting new experiences the best you can. Also, I know people are still going out there. I know I've seen a lot of people wearing masks and gloves. Please make sure you're cleaning up after yourselves. Like I said, I live behind certain establishments, and I see people picking up gloves and masks off the ground at the end of the night. Make sure you're protecting yourself, protecting everybody else around you. Stay safe. God bless. You know, everyone who's watching, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And we'll definitely all be in contact soon.
Oh, yay! You're so sweet. I'm so happy to see you. We realized today, before we went live, that we hadn't seen each other in like probably 4 years.
Yeah, I think, and I still remember, I think the first time we met was when we went on a random adventure down to Providence to get Chinese food.
Oh my God, yes!
So that was like years ago.
I think I was in like 9th grade. I will never forget. Okay, what was that place called? Dragon 2000 or something?
Dragon 2000, D2K.
I will never, ever, ever forget that trip.
Never.
Because it was the first time that I'd ever gone to Rhode Island. And I feel like Guy was driving.
I know Guy was there, and I know Danny was there, and I think Katie Sullivan was there. I mean, I know it was a bunch of people. We took 2 cars.
Whoever was driving us home
Mhm.
was like going kind of fast, and we were like, I was just like bugging out because I hate the highway.
Mm-hmm.
And I already felt like the experience was so surreal. And then like there was a Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I wasn't even on drugs. And I was just like, I'm on drugs right now.
Yeah, we were, that was just when, life was fun, you know?
Oh, man. Oh. Well, that was fun. We should do it again sometime.
Yeah, once this is over, we're going to go find Dragon 2000 again, and we'll see what we can do.
Come back to Boston. We'll get the whole gang.
God, yeah, we'll find out.
I wonder if it's still there.
That'll be my new adventure, is to figure out if it's still there.
Figure it out. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Steven. I love you. I wish I could hug you through the camera. I'm so happy.
It's been great. I really appreciate this. Thanks everyone for watching. You know, and people who are going to watch in the future, you know, you can call me, hit me up anytime. Anyone wants to.
Yes, I love it. And love to your family and all of that. And all of them. Mm-hmm. They're fabulous. Thank you for everyone for tuning in now, tuning in later, for commenting, sharing, liking, asking questions. I'm so happy that this is still going on and people are still tuning in. I'm honestly flabbergasted that you guys even would want to do this with me. But whatever, cool, thanks. So tomorrow, I took a mental health day from work. The show's still going on. And I am having my friend Deborah Fritter on. And she is a self-described stay-at-home indefinitely mom. And we are gonna get weird. We're gonna talk about plants. We're gonna talk about crystals and healing and sex work and being queer and placenta and home birthing. It's going to be a really, really good one. So I hope you will all tune in on your lunch break at 12 p.m. tomorrow. Until then, thank you. Thank you, Steven. I love you all. Stay safe. Stay home. Wash your freaking hands and stop leaving your gloves on the ground, all right? Bye.